It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
Welcome everybody to episode 14
God,
of Controversy and Chaos. 14.
That's a lot.
We're almost close to 20. Like, I feel like we was just at 10.
But when I said that last week,
you said 100.
Or the week
No, you said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was
My
long
bad.
stretch. But yeah, almost at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Clap it up.
Very excited for us.
Things are getting pretty serious. We're at second base.
I never knew what all the bases were.
What you
I
mean?
think the first one is kissing.
Like first base is like kissing, and fourth base or home is we fucking. That's it. With the in between, I don't know.
Well, no, first base I think is like we're like hanging out. Second base is like hugging and kissing, and third base is like
hugging is second base.
No, what the hell are you talking about?
Sierra, explain, because
Sierra,
I feel like she's just making shit up.
I am.
I know that you know. I know you know, and I know she doesn't.
For the remainder of this episode, by the way, I'm going to be corporate training.
Okay, to my understanding, first base was always like touchy-feely, holding hands, pecking, moi. You know, very cute and, you know, not too much.
Innocent. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Second base was more so groping, filling up, maybe hunching, dry humping a little bit. Third base, to my knowledge. Y'all didn't. Okay, never mind. Third base to my knowledge was more so oral, like fellatio, you know, all those sorts of things. And then fourth base was penetration. That's what I've known it as.
Oh.
That's what I knew it to be. Okay, so first base was, you know, maybe at the movies, you might be holding hands, you might kiss a little bit. First base. Second base is more so, it's getting a little bit more steamy, but we ain't really go nowhere. You get what I'm saying? And then third base is like, oh, we went somewhere, but we ain't get there yet.
we went all the way there.
Yeah.
Golly.
Okay. I never knew what the two in between. It was like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only knew about 1 and 4. I never knew the in between.
Sierra, our relationship historian, she keeps all these things tucked away.
What? I thought everybody knew.
No.
You heard me.
I never knew these things.
Well, you learned.
Wait, what?
Ignore her. Ignore her.
Hey, that was just because this month is STI awareness month. I just want everybody to know, wrap it before you tap it.
I don't do that. Anyway.
Wrap it down. I forgot. Yes, y'all are married. Y'all not wrapping that before y'all tapping that.
Even before.
My bad.
Never mind. Whoa.
For the record, they're still talking about with their husbands. Y'all are gross. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. Hey Siri, play No Vaseline.
Whoa!
Play it. No. Okay. That shit was really about to play. It said No Vaseline.
Wait, it's Pierce. Stop, don't run.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let me gather.
I don't got time to be messing my makeup up.
Siri don't never work. Now all of a sudden she know how to work.
Oh my gosh.
So unserious. You see what I did there? Serious.
Heels of this conversation.
Phew.
Well, this is probably a bad segue, but I want to tell y'all about the event that I went to on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
So I told you guys on the previous episode that we got invited to basically moderate a panel for an organization here in Atlanta called Sassy Girls ATL, and they hosted their Sip and Snap event. It was a women's empowerment event, and they had a panel of about 6 ladies, all from different walks, like doing different things. Like one lady was a publicist, another one was a stylist, there was a therapist, there was another girl who owns a nonprofit for environmental justice and just getting like Black people more involved in the environment, and, you know, kind of just like spreading awareness and things like that. The children's author and the other young lady who was there, she basically does like digital storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I came and showed face for the whole crew and moderated the panel. The event was actually really good. All the different women that I was able to meet with, and also like the other women who attended, they all had like name tags of like, you know, what they did and stuff like that. So they had a wide variety of people. There were accountants there. There was a girl, she had like a cosmetics line. There was a doula there. She was actually really nice. Yeah, so a lot of different people from different walks of life doing, you know, different things. The panel was really good, and a lot of kind of the overarching theme was just holding the door open for other people. And I think really when it all boils down to it, you hear a lot of things like, oh, women empowerment, but nobody really be talking about the simple things that people can do. And that's really just opening the door for the next one. In Atlanta, the sentiment is that everybody is fucking mean girls. It's a lot of mean girl energy because, you know, everybody's like in competition with one another, as if there's not enough space for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everybody, like 15 people could do what you do, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
You don't have to be
could,
the best at
y'all don't
everything.
and you don't necessarily have to collaborate with one another. You don't necessarily like always have to like work together or do things, but it's nothing. It costs you nothing to help somebody else. It costs you nothing to hold the door open for somebody to come in the same space. Like, we can't say that we want more representation, we want more Black women in all of these spaces, but when we get there, it's like, what is she doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So it, you know, it was really good just to get a lot of, you know, different perspectives and having people like asking, you know, questions and things like that. There were like lots of good questions about, you know, certain people's advice for starting their business. How do you just start? And, you know, a lot of times it's easy to say, oh, you just do it. You just start. But the woman who was a publicist, she was just kind of like, you know, yes, you should just start, but also get your back end together. She was like, you'll be surprised how much that stuff is going to come up. Like, you're starting, people are doing things and don't have legitimate LLCs and then wonder why they can't get funding or they can't get this. It's like, yeah, because you don't have your shit set up. How could you possibly tell somebody you are deserving of funding and you don't even have paperwork? You don't even have an EIN number. It's like, no, you can't operate that way. So as much as we want to be like, oh, you have a good idea and, you know, something, just do it. But there's other things that come with just doing it. You got to have it back in if it's something that you're really serious about.
And not only that, on that topic, it's like, in order to have people want to invest in you and your business, you have to invest in yourself. Even if you don't have it, sometimes you have to make that sacrifice.
Drops mic. Yeah.
It's just the truth.
Oh, I will say that is very important. Like my boss, we do like one-on-ones, and she always like asks me like, okay, so what are you doing outside of this job? Like, what do you want to do? Like, how can I make you better? And I finally like told her what, and she was like, oh, well, here's my attorney's number. You're going to need this, this, and this. She like, do you want it to be a foundation? She like, you got to have your paperwork straight because I could write you a grant tomorrow. And that was the first time I ever had somebody that like held the door open like that. Like, and she held that bitch wide open. She put a stopper in it. Like, let me know when you want to get started. I told her after like our big event of the year, after we're done planning it, she was like, all right, let's revisit this in July. Like, you said you wanted it. Like, you have to do it. And she was like, you have to do it right though, because nobody's going to give you money if it's not right, because they need to know where their coin is going at the end of the year too. I respect that.
Yeah, I love that. Teray, I wanted to know, as far as being a moderator, this was your first time doing it in this capacity, right? As far as like, so how would you like rate your experience just being a moderator in general? Because obviously that's not something you might have thought you would be wanting to do in your life, but now with the podcast, I feel like this is a good lane for you. So how would you rate that experience?
I give it a 10 out of 10. I really liked it. You know, once I had like, you know, what the overarching theme is and kind of what the host, like the direction that they wanted things to go in, it seemed like it came like really natural. Like, we had like set questions, and some of them I asked some of the questions, and then also I kind of just piggybacked off of what the panelists, you know, what their responses were, and kind of gave opportunities for people to elaborate on that. Okay, how can I take this and form it into a different question so that the conversation naturally flows? I don't like when things are just like a abrupt hard stop and like, okay, let's go to this next question on this card. You know, because it just, you don't want it to feel like an interview. You want it to feel kind of like a conversation to make everybody kind of feel comfortable. Also, give every single person on the panel an opportunity to speak. So it was good like that. It was one of the things that I I would direct a question at a certain person. I'm like, no, I specifically want you to answer this question. Just to kind of make sure everybody was engaged and they got to tell, you know, as much of their story, and give, you know, advice from their perspective. But I liked it. I definitely would not be opposed to doing it again.
Nice.
You hear that, guys?
Love that. Because I'm sure more is
the conversation and the shit starter to Ray Johnson.
Yeah. So you need a host, you need a moderator, and I don't just do serious things. Like if you want some very unserious energy,
that's your girl.
I'm also very unserious.
Like I said, conversation and shit starter to Ray Johnson.
I don't be starting shit. I don't be starting shit. I just the shit already be started.
It be written all over your face. I don't know why music is in my head today. Turn it on. Turn it on.
Listen, the shit be there. I just like, oh, you want to elaborate? Like, okay,
Expound.
well, what else? Expound. Tell me more. I do not start shit. But I'm surely gonna get to the fucking bottom of it.
Okay, detective, investigator.
I'm gonna find out. So don't do no shit around me that you don't want me to know.
Oh God, Michelle, how was your weekend? What you been up to?
Yes,
I don't remember.
Like what?
The weekend? Oh, it rained. So I had a work event for this weekend planned, but it got canceled because it was raining. And low key, hallelujah, because I don't remember the last time that I just sat in my house. I think the only thing I did, I cleaned my bathroom and I swept the living room, dining room, and the kitchen. I sat on that couch so long yesterday. I'm surprised I don't got burns in my ass, and it felt good. It felt good. I didn't leave the house yesterday, and that is a record because I feel like I'm always on the run. Word to Beyonce, I'm always on the run, and I was so happy to sit my ass down. I think that we took showers yesterday morning. We did our facial situation, our skincare, and we laid on the couch.
I love that. You need those days.
Yes. Because what the fuck was last week? It was such a long week. I don't understand.
Yes, the days are so long.
Weeks. Yes. Daylight savings whooped my ass.
I need one of them days.
And it continues to whoop my ass.
I don't see any coming anytime soon for me, but...
Nope.
The sit on the couch days?
I have no available weekends. None.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have no available weekends until that I know of until May 1st. Whatever the first weekend of May is. Oh no, that first weekend is Cinco de Mayo weekend. So I'm gonna be out drinking margaritas. Yeah. Sorry, don't have time for that.
Yeah. I think Mother's Day, I'm going to literally take myself into a hospital. I mean,
what? What?
I'm into a hotel, and I'm gonna rest with a bottle of wine and Netflix. I didn't mean to say.
Are you trying to tell us something?
No,
what's going on?
Michelle's going to get herself a Grippy Socks vacation. What is wrong with you? An hotel? Do not sound the same.
I know. I didn't mean that.
I'm concerned.
I might need a Grippy Sock hotel job, please. Well, I'll tell y'all why off the air. Baby.
But yeah, I just... So, how to follow up the Sierra? Just moving on.
Well, I don't even... Okay. Let's take the concern away. Go away. Okay, I'm back. So, this past weekend, what did I do? Okay, so we went to this, like, senator's meet and greet. Black woman. She was great. I didn't know what... We were invited, and I wasn't sure, like, what to expect, because I've never been to something like that. And it was actually very interesting to see all the different people in the community that came out to hear what she had to say and why she wants to be a senator and why we should vote for her, support her, all these different things. And there was someone there that had on the Free Palestine shirt. You know, I don't really get into the politics and all the things, but it was like time for her to take questions. Now, mind you, if you had a question, you're supposed to write it down on a paper and give it to her. So he stood up, spoke his piece, but he was very passionate, right? And his demeanor was definitely given, are you about to do something? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking around like, where's her security? You know, and I just thought to myself, being in politics is very dangerous. It's very scary. And especially as a woman, a Black woman. And the thing that he was asking her was just more so like, you know, if you become the senator, like, what do you plan to do to help with, you know, what's going on in Palestine and all these different things? And she handled it very, very well. But it was just so scary because a lot of times people are like, oh, Matt, are you going to get into politics and all these things? And like, although that's not really what I would want for us in our lives and our family, if he would decide to do that, I would support him. But it's very scary. It is scary. And the way she handled herself, I said, Lord, I don't know if I've grown that far. You know what I'm saying? So,
so it was like a January 6th kind of energy, and not like a George Bush doesn't care about Black people energy. Because that I feel like, all right, I can handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was given like he was definitely a Democrat, but he was very passionate in his speak, and his demeanor was just very like brash. And I hate to use the word aggressive when it comes to men when they're passionate, but it was very aggressive. And as a woman sitting there, I'm like, where's her security? Like I'm happy it didn't go anywhere, and she handled it very well. But it was definitely like an eye opener. Like, politics, shit gets sticky. And then on a lighter note, we went to my little cousin's Sweet 16, and it was a great experience for me because I just felt like, for me, I didn't really have like older cousins that kind of like incorporated me into their lives. You know what I mean? So for me to be invited to be incorporated into her life, because she's on my father's side, and it's only two girls, the rest are boys, and the cousins were not that close. Like, all of our fathers, it's just like a whole thing. You know how that is when it comes with family. So it's like, okay, I'm happy that I've been able to like establish this relationship with my cousin enough to the point to where like they thought it was important for me to be there and help her. Like, I did her makeup. She does not wear makeup, so I did very light, cute, age appropriate face, helped her put on her dress. Like, it really felt like, it reminded me low-key of like my wedding, and it just made me excited to like have more of those experiences. Like, when Celine gets that age, Harper, Mia, like all the kids around me and my other nieces, it's like, oh, like this is what having that village is supposed to be like. And it made me like look at myself like, I feel like I could be doing more as a big cousin. So like, I'm gonna make sure as she's going through these teenage years that like I'm gonna be in your business a little bit. And she's like, literally, when I tell you she is Sierra Jr., she's just like personality wise, just like me at that age. And it's so funny how we interact because she's fiery. She's just like me. So her mom will say something, and then I'll come in and say something. And it's like, okay, we connect, we see each other. We can talk to each other in that manner. And she like listens to me. So it was just cool. And it was also fun seeing her friends like having personalities. Like, these days, when you think about teenage girls, it's not what I witnessed last night. And it was just very refreshing to know that like teenage girls are still teenage girls. They be on TikTok. They was doing their TikToks. They was actually dancing at her party, the guys and the girls. They was in there doing the Tamia line dance. And I said, they were dancing and having a good time. The way them babies were singing Let It Go, you would have thought, I said,
it is a classic.
It is, but to them, it's a classic. And to us, it's like, oh, this was when I was in high school or middle, like whatever age we were. And it was just so refreshing to see teenagers actually have fun. Yes, they were on their phones, but like they were having fun. They were dancing. They had personality. All the girls that was in her court, they didn't even wear makeup. They had like, individual lashes. But it's like, wow, like teenagers are still teenagers. Don't let social media fool you. So it was refreshing. I love that. I ain't see no bust down middle parts. I saw some clip ins and some sew ins, but it was very age appropriate. Like, I loved it. yeah. So
when I think about teenagers, I think about hoodies in the summertime.
yeah, they
I
had on they had their uniform on, but they still was dressed and all the things, but it was just so cute. I loved it. I can't wait for the rest of my little kitties to get to that point, because Auntie gonna be right there, baby. Your mama said no, we gonna figure it out.
I can't wait when you take mine, because mine had on press-ons this morning.
And I loved it. Like, I was like, oh my God, that's my girl.
So cute. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
me and Noelle.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, she can't
going like, I said, excuse me, with the Frenchies. Okay, girl.
I cannot.
And you already know my seed. She's obsessed with lip gloss and makeup brushes. Makeup? I do your makeup? Like, you're not even 2, but I'm here for it. So, yeah.
These new kids, I tell you, their IQs are different. They come in packaged a little different these days.
They do. But it makes it interesting and fun.
It's so fun that we all have girls too.
Yeah.
I know. I love that.
Us 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was my little
it's fun. It's fun right now. Girls, it's fun right now.
Come get it before I knock her head off.
Oh no, trust me, I have those days.
But
I definitely have those days
right
because
now.
Little Miss Attitude, the terrible twos have been hitting. The past 2 weeks, she has been terrorizing me in this home. Like, sometimes I don't even know what to do. I just walk away and just let her do her thing. Like, I don't even care. Go ahead and express yourself, because I gotta go.
Before my drop off to the babysitter, I had to get busy with Mia because she's in this phase where I say no, don't do something, she do it, and then when I get on her, she gets frustrated and she likes to pick stuff up and throw it. So you need to stop throwing stuff. That's unacceptable. I don't care if you're upset. We need to find a different way to regulate. So just know I usually go in the babysitter's house to like take her coat off. I said, here you go. Here's your bag. I'll see y'all later. And the babysitter looked at me like, okay, all right, have fun. Because she almost got 2-piece in the back seat. She almost got
Listen, protect your mental health. Bye. You gotta go.
She might stay there till 5.
Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it be like that. It be like, oh, you want a 2-piece and a biscuit today?
Baby, you deserve.
And you know mine. She comes with my energy, and I'm like, girl, I am the original.
See, I
this
feel
ain't
like
what you
when
want.
I've been around Harper, she's not.
You never seen Harper in action?
She's never been as, I guess it's levels, right? Like, I've never seen her do anything that I feel like Mia don't do. The difference is Harper is more vocal than Mia. So I just be like, oh, the kids they wilding today. Maybe it's the vocal part. It could be the vocal part.
Harper and her cousins was here. It just reminded that kids be getting on my goddamn nerves. When I tell you that they woke up at 6:30 in the morning, mind you, it's Ramadan, so I gotta get up anyway. The sun, I had my alarm set for 7 a.m. because the sun was supposed to come up at 7:39. Cool, that gave me a quick little, I could eat some oatmeal and grab a piece of toast or just eat cereal. I don't need that much time. 6:37 a.m. on a Saturday morning. It's still dark outside. My phone is ringing. I look at it. Harper is calling me from her iPad in her room. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, get off of my phone, Harper. I was like, hang up right now. Hang up. And then it was on like Donkey Kong from there. Like, when I tell you, I couldn't even go back to sleep. So I woke up at 6:37 and I was just up.
Well, what did the girl want?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
Nothing.
But she don't never. When I've been there, she get up. Like, you could be going to go to pee, and here comes
if
Harper.
She hears something, she gets up.
What you doing?
She don't care. And when I tell you, all 5 of them kids was running around, I thought my whole house was gonna crumble.
You had 5 freeloaders in your house at once?
No. I thought my whole house was gonna fall apart. I was just like, y'all have got to be kidding me. And you know how kids are. Like, they be kids. Like, oh, one person won't give this person a remote. Now they run it. Now they got a tattletale. My door should have just been a revolving door. Because the amount of times they didn't open and close. I'm like, please get the hell away from me.
Or 2
To the
downstairs,
point-
3 upstairs, and now you
to the
cross-eyed trying to make
point-
sure everybody acting right.
To the point, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Are you bleeding? No?
Mhm.
Then get the fuck out right now.
Yeah, shush.
Do not come back.
And stop
Because I'm like,
tattletelling.
Yeah.
exactly.
Go
I'm like,
figure it
stop
out.
tattletelling. I'm like, the next person who come in here, gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
So do not let that be you. Go away.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder
I'm
if my
just
house is gonna be
like-
that house.
And then on top of that, it's just so crazy. Because even when we was kids, like I know me and my cousins was like that a lot. Like we used to bicker, fight, and all that stuff. But then we'll be crying when the other person had to leave.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, she was bawling when they had to go home.
Mm-hmm. Let
Like,
them stay one more day. I could just
Boo
imagine. No,
hooey.
they cannot. Goodbye.
I'm surprised
You
you ain't
gotta
pack
go.
her up and send them with her. I mean, send her with them.
well, I had to go to the event, and Colin has somewhere to go at night, and then her cousin's dad was also going with him.
Mm.
And I wasn't going back over there today to go get her. So
Child.
it was just it was just a lot. And then they went like, can we have breakfast? Breakfast? After y'all little motherfuckers done woke everybody up?
At least they asked. They didn't just rummage through your pantry.
Like, no. Like, now people got to get up and make the breakfast. I was so damn tired. I wasn't making nobody nothing. I ate cereal, and I have to go 12 and a half hours with no food.
Yeah.
And I ate cereal.
Well,
No, I was like, Colin, you get them. You figure that out. I am not getting my black ass up to do Nathan.
When I'm that
I'm
auntie,
gonna
I'm gonna
lay
be
here.
like, everybody get in the truck, buckle up. We're going to get McGriddles.
And we're going to IHOP. If I could have, if it was a thing where
$7
I could have eaten breakfast, like I could have ate. Yeah, if it was a thing where I could have ate. If they would have stayed sleep till like 8 o'clock, I could have got up and made a full course meal. I have no problem. It's not the making the food part. It's just that y'all abruptly woke me up.
Yeah.
After I was already up all night because I had to wash and blow dry my hair. So, that is the event in itself.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what the
And then
hell
y'all
was they
wanna talk
doing
about-
waking up that early anyway?
That's why you said
I don't
that
know.
in the group
I don't know
chat
why
on
Harper was up.
Saturday.
I said, but yeah.
You was just like, you said something about your morning, and I was like, well, what happened?
Oh,
You
yeah.
That-
I was like, I'm not in the best
I was
mood.
like, did you wake up hungry or
Because-
something? Shit.
Mhm.
No, I woke up abruptly out of my sleep.
But my thing about kids, when you wake up, why can't you go sit your ass on the couch with a blanket and watch Bluey? What the hell are you waking everybody
Right.
else up for?
Harper has a TV in her room. We just like extended her bed. So there's no reason for her to get up. Usually when nobody's here, she'll come in our room. And as soon as I see, like, I'm a light sleeper. So any noise, the light you opening my door, the light from her nightlight in the bathroom, that dim light will wake me up. And I just like, get out. And she'll go back to her room. I don't even lift my head up off the pillow. I hear the door before she can even like, Daddy, get out.
We should be like, taxi.
Jax be looking at her like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? He be looking like, don't be talking to me. Get away from me. And usually, like, if it's just us, she'll go back in her room. Sometimes she'll fall asleep or she'll just watch TV. I'm like, you know how to turn on Netflix on a remote. Get your tablet. Girl. But right now, no, I'm not waking up at 6:30. I get up with your ass. We get up with your ass at 6 o'clock every freaking day. Can I have Saturday
Give me
to
one day. Just
even
give
if
me
she
one
go
day.
to bed late, she could go to bed at 1 a.m. Her ass gonna wake up.
Sound like Celine. So annoying. She did that this weekend on Friday night. And Saturday, I don't even know how to explain it. I just was so over it. Oh, you know what happened?
Free the moms.
Matt and I, we both woke up at like 5 a.m.
And y'all wonder why I'm checking myself into a hospital. Hold on.
Listen, Matt woke up at like, what time did he wake up? It was like 5 a.m. and his ass gets out of bed. As soon as he wakes up, he pops up. Me, I'm not that way. But I had things that I needed to get done. So he's like, I'm going to go sit on the couch and watch Halo. I said, you know what? I'm going to come with you because I have work that I could be doing right now. So he's watching his show. I got my headphones in, working on my laptop. The gym opens up at like 7 or 8 or whatever. So by the time it got to that point, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym before Celine wakes up. I said, perfect idea. I'm gonna go back to sleep for an hour because she should be waking up about 8 o'clock. Hell no. She woke up at 7:15. I said, oh. So yesterday I was
And
up
that's
from like
why
5
you don't
a.m.
be productive.
Oh, I said I should have just
That's
kept
why
my
you
ass in
don't
the
be
bed.
productive. Saturday, it's like, yeah, I could get up, I could be productive.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
because
try
they
to
know
girl
when
boss.
you're
Go to
awake.
sleep. Mm-hmm.
They
Listen,
know
I had
when
things
you're
to
awake.
do.
They can sense it, and they just feel like, oh, this bitch trying to sleep. Now let me
They
get the fuck
know
up.
when
We getting our day
you are
started.
sleeping. They know when you're awake.
Oh,
Literally.
Kids.
so disturbing. But anyway.
To the point,
Oh yeah.
like we be playing, we could be awake. If she comes out, we will be fake sleeping. We literally be like, she'll open the door and we just lay down.
Don't move. Be quiet. Don't move.
And sometimes, yes, and just don't say anything. And then sometimes she'll just close the door and go back to her room. It
Like,
lasts about a good
they
30
like
minutes.
that.
It was
Why
just
y'all
like,
do
why
that?
is you coming in here? But usually it'd be like a good 30 minutes. Then we'll get up on a regular non-Ramadan Saturday. We'll get up, give her something to eat. We'll go to the gym. And then usually we go to IHOP after, the gym and then continue on with our regular day. But yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
Enough about them kids.
That we keep saying that we don't want to talk about, but we just can't help ourselves.
Literally, we told people that they need to go find a Facebook group, and here we go talking about them fucking kids.
Well, I think the difference with us is just really us venting.
Yes,
this is just
because I'm not here to really give you advice.
Right, this ain't no mom advice. This is just like, oh, them damn kids,
Because clearly you can see what I be doing. So my advice gonna be fake sleep. That's it. That's all I got for you. Better pretend like you sleep.
Anyway, we got on the docket for today. I feel like
so on the docket for today, I feel like every time I want to have a set conversation, another idea of a conversation either pops up or gets brought to me. So a new idea for a topic for today came to me. And I thought it was actually an interesting one. And I think I said something about it, not the Hot Topics episode, but the episode before that, when we were just talking about how, people be making up shit in their head. And now you upset for some shit that you made up. That really, a lot of the times, ironically, see, the shit, it always just works out. So the idea for the conversation is just how we contribute to our own problems. That bitch, you're the problem. Like, am I the drama? Am I the problem? Yeah. Like what percentage of the time do you feel like is the circumstances or things that are going on or happening are actually caused by people or things other than yourself? It could be like even like little things. Like I know for me, I'm notoriously going to drive past the gas station. I will drive past the gas station with 5 miles in my tank, knowing the next day I got somewhere to fucking be at a certain time.
Right.
And what happens? I get up, and then as I'm delayed getting dressed, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have gas. Now I gotta stop and get gas, and I'm about to be late because I just drove past it. That's nobody's fault but my own. It's not that there's traffic or anything. It's because I did not properly prepare. Else's fault but me.
I feel like for me, it's more so like how I choose to react or show up in situations. So that it'll start off not being my fault, but by the end of it, it's my fault. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of times I'll like overthink something so much that like when something is presented to me, I'll try to like on my that's a Raven shit. Like I see what could possibly happen in the future. So let me back it up and try to solve the problem before the problem arises, just for me to cause the said problem that I didn't want to arise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I will say that I am my own demise when it comes to things like that, for sure.
I think I would definitely agree. I think that that's also true for me. I also would say that a lot of times, and I think I touched on this a little bit, I have the tendency to be like, is it you? Like, before I know that it's me, like, I'll come to Teray with a problem. I'll come to y'all with a problem, I'll say. And I'll be like, before y'all say it, I already know. I already know. I just need to talk through this because I know I'm the problem, or I know what I did, or I know what y'all about to say, but I still need to talk through it. And I think I handle most things like that. And I told Teray, I laughed about it. I was like, except for niggas. And I think that says a lot. Like, I have to admit, like, I'm not as introspective there, but a lot about most things, I'm like, what could you have done differently? Or like, you could have handled that differently, or you shouldn't have said that. Now, whether or not I'm still going to do it because I'm hard-headed, yes, but I know the role that I play in most situations. And I think that also feeds into my, like, this is such a Leo trait. I hate when people try to tell me about myself because, bitch, I know I was wrong in that moment. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about why you was wrong. Because I've already acknowledged what I did. Don't be trying to turn the mirror back at me. I already looked in it twice.
But you have to acknowledge it.
I think that when shit go wrong, I be like, girl, what could you have done differently? What have you done? And I think that is also like been very important now for me, for like different parts of my life, trying to keep the stress down. Ever since I learned that people or women having autoimmune diseases, like the root of it is stress, like one of the major like parts of it is stress. I've been trying to keep my fucking stress down. I'm trying to be here for a good time and a long time. So like, I've made some small changes in life because a lot of the shit that is causing me stress or has caused me stress really just required me to be fucking for real and control the situation. Like, change the way you react, change the way you do certain things, and you'll be okay. So I think that most of the time, like, we can point the finger, but it's for pointing back at us.
Yeah. I think even with that, like, I literally hate getting into like arguments with people, especially my husband, right? Because his ass be trying to attorney and lawyer me out. And in my head, I just be trying to think of like, okay, wait, how can I prove that this is this and this is that? And I feel like for me, most of the time, I could be wrong, but it's never it's
Just
always
start
the
crying.
nigga, that don't work. Cause I be emotional anyway. One thing about it, when I get mad or when I get upset or when I get frustrated, when I get overwhelmed, bitch, I'ma cry. Okay? I'ma cry. I'm either cry because I'm so mad and I can't do nothing about it, or I'ma cry because I don't have the words to properly convey what I'm trying to say. So I'ma cry.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma cry.
I
But
frustrate
it's so annoying when it's like, you did something wrong and then that person is like explaining to you why they feel that way, but then in your mind it's like, yo, that was not even my intent, give me some grace. And they're like, okay, but you still blah blah blah
you
blah.
still did it.
And I'm like, okay, but I didn't mean to, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't know, I do be thinking that like, in so many aspects of my life, even when it comes to like balancing life in general, I'm getting better with like distributing tasks, but I just feel like I take on so many things because I'm very particular, and that's mainly my demise, like what leads me to my demise. So I really be feeling like a lot of the stuff that causes me anguish, I'm the problem. I ain't gonna lie.
Sounds like one of the other people on this podcast has said something similar about just trying to do it all herself.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting better. We're getting better. And
Yes.
the first step to getting better is being accountable, seeing it and holding yourself accountable, and then stopping yourself in the midst of the shit.
Yeah,
honestly.
Like, I can't do everything.
Yeah. Like, you know, you the problem. You know, you didn't sat here and came up with these conclusions to pieces of the puzzles that wasn't even put on the damn table. Like, how did you get here?
Yep.
That mind your mind is a powerful thing. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it like on the last episode. You spend a lot of time and energy making up shit that don't exist, of what, like Sarah said, like what could have happened, this could have been, this person might say this, so I gotta be prepared for what? You already coming into the situation at that point negative.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of the issues, like, yeah, certain things like outside circumstances happen and there's nothing that you could do about that. But when you know what that shit is, it's your job at that point to figure it out. You can't always be just like, oh, like this is gonna happen, or I know that this person does this. It's just like, okay, so what you gonna do about that? The things that you can actually control. You can't control what other people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only
For
control
sure.
your thing and what you do. And for me, it's a lot just about how I respond to shit. Cause y'all know a lot of shit be pissing me off. But I just be like, okay. I just have like, okay, this is how I am going to choose to react to anything that's like this, and I'm just going to stick with that. I'm not changing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna let something make me overly upset. Why? When I could just, why do I have to engage in that? When I could just be like, oh, okay, well, moving on. I'm still going on
But
about my day. I'm still gonna do something else. I can choose to not say something. Everything, and that's one thing that I learned, that everything doesn't need to be said. Everything doesn't need to be said. Some things, it's really not that big of a deal. You can just shut up. You can just move on. If that shit don't apply, let it fly.
I have a great example of that.
But wait, before you get to the example, don't you think that, like, for me personally, in order to avoid certain situations and putting myself in unnecessary conflict, I have learned to, like, bite my tongue a little bit or analyze the situation and say, it's not worth it. However, what I have not mastered yet is, even though I'm letting it go in that moment, I don't let it go completely. So the next time some shit pop up, it brings it back to me like, see, I let this slide. I let this slide. I let it slide. And now we on time number 4. And then boom, kaboom, here she comes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you have to look at it as like, okay, well, what is it that you're letting go? If you know that this particular thing is not going to be something that you cannot bring up again, then those are the things that you need to address. If it's just
But
like, oh,
sometimes
somebody
in the
stepped on my
moment,
shoes.
yeah, but sometimes in a
Okay,
moment
that,
you don't think, you don't know, because like sometimes like, all right, let me just let it go.
But you know yourself, and those are the things you have to ask yourself. Okay, if I don't address this right now and it happens again, I know I'm gonna be mad. So this is something that I need to. We gonna have to discuss this. But if it's something that's minor, it's like, okay, I can choose to not say nothing because it's really not that big of a deal. It's not, the world is not going to crumble. It's not going to cause me any emotional strain, no turmoil, no nothing if I don't say anything about this. But the things that you know yourself better than anybody. So if you know, if you do this shit again, I'm going to lose it. No, we got to talk about this right now because I know if I don't address it, the next time you do it, it's going to be bad for you. And then I'm going to be looking like the crazy bitch because I'm the only person flying off the handles when that person is just looking at you like, why are you so upset?
But
it's
you know
small
what?
to them, but it's big to you because you let it get big.
Yeah.
But yes, that's true. But
And that's how you could be a part of your
talk
own
myself
demise.
off the ledge because in the moment it's big, but I know it shouldn't be as big as it is. And it's like I'm trying not to be so like reactionary all the time to small stuff that like doesn't matter. So I think for me, it is best to express myself in the moment instead of waiting. I think it's just how I go about expressing it. Like I don't have to go from level 0 to level 10, but I could go to level 5 and move on. And I feel like that's more so what I'm saying, because it's like, no, it's really not that big of a deal, but I really feel like if I don't get it off my chest, I'm going to just implode. Like, I don't know. It's more so like how I choose to get it off my chest, I guess, is what I've been working on.
I also feel like it's like you said, is you can control the way in which you go about addressing it. Because most times the people who are yelling and the people who are the loudest are the people that are the least heard.
Yes.
Exactly. And
so
that's
it's
my
just
thing.
like,
I be feeling like I'm not being heard because my delivery just be off. The tone is off.
And that's the thing. Like sometimes it's fine. Like a situation could happen and you could just be like, I don't like this. If I bring this up to you right now, in this very minute that this happened, I'm gonna be on 10 because I'm already upset. But when you have an opportunity to be like, okay, I can calm down. I still don't like it, but I'm a little bit more calm. I'm more rational. Now I can express to you how this situation made me feel. And now, cool. They heard you. Okay, cool. They can apologize and y'all can agree on, you know, whatever needs to happen, and then everybody can move forward. But sometimes it doesn't make you, I think sometimes people look at it as like, oh, it makes you less of an effective communicator if you wait to address things. There's an appropriate time limit to be addressing things. Sometimes like I gotta get all of my thoughts together before we have this conversation. Because if I go just off of right now, I'm gonna punch you in the face. We're not talking. So I gotta go take a break real quick. Get myself together,
Everybody
get my thoughts together. Yeah, and then address it. I think even the same thing, like when couples argue, I'm the kind of person sometimes like, no, I don't want to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
Because you may not be at a level, you might be at a 5, I'm gonna be at a 10. Now there's no effective communication happening because nobody's on the same page. So anything that you say is just going to add fuel to the fire. I'm already heated. So you keep trying to talk at me. I'm not fucking listening. Shut up. You're talking and you're just making me mad.
Right. And now so I'm being dismissive and you getting even madder. And then I went from not being mad and trying to avoid the situation to now, okay, you mad? Nigga, I'm mad. Okay. Let's get in the field. So
it's one of those things like it's very tricky and it's like a very delicate balance is you have to like really understand the other person, not just like in, you know, like partnership relationships, but even in like any relationship, you got to understand the other person. And it's like, okay, if I know that, okay, you're going to need like an hour, go be by yourself, cool down, and then we can talk about it. Okay, cool. Because I'm not that person. Like, I don't like if I say I don't want to talk about this right now, I'm saying it for a very specific purpose. Because if you keep talking at me, now I feel like a caged animal. And now I'm like, now I feel like I have to attack. And now I have to be overly defensive when you could have just gave me my space.
Yeah.
And and then we could come to it.
I've been battling, right, if I was going to like go here. But the other day I was watching Just Hilarious and Her Child's Father, and they were talking. It was like National Single Parent or Co-Parent Day, whatever.
Co-Parenting Day, yeah.
Yeah, Co-Parenting Day. And they were having a conversation, and I was just thinking, like, damn, like I really want to be more candid here in this space about like my experience, but you know, like it never seems like the right time. But I also think that people can relate to this. There's a way to communicate frustrations without putting somebody in a certain light. So this is me like making my resolution. I'll be more candid about my experience, and I'm going to do it now. So Teray, you said something about like it being relevant in different types of relationships. Me and my co-parent do not get along for a number of reasons. And when I communicate with him now, he's part of like that stress that I have learned to keep down, because when I have something to say, I think it over. I might talk it over with somebody, but for the most part, I always start my sentences with, I hope that this is received in the way that it's intended. Because when I say something, if you come back and you try to curse me out, myself from any hard feelings, because I know what I meant to say, and how you respond is your shit. I'm just going to make sure that I say this as clearly, and I say this, I don't curse at you, but you're going to hear exactly how I feel, and I'm just going to let it out into the world. And then whatever the response is, I have now, instead of trying to defend my character, the time to defend my character. You feel how you feel. Hopefully we can revisit this and talk about it. If not, you got it. Because I know that in the past, my responses and what has come from those responses have been 100% my fault. You already know what type of person you're dealing with. You know the way that they have painted you to be, or you just know that like they get a rise out of making you upset. That like the problems on the table, still the problems on the table at the end of the day. So me fighting or arguing with you don't do nothing for me. I'm not gonna do it.
It's not productive.
Yeah, it's not productive. So I've just kind of like this certain stuff annoy me. Yes, like I'm human, and I'm not gonna act like I'm just made of steel all of a sudden. Like no, it's not that, but it's also not what it was, because I used to be going back and forth. I got a text thread, like it used to be some screenshotable evidence to prove that I am not a nonviolent person. But you don't get that out of me anymore, because I already know what I'm dealing with. And if I want better results, I have to give something different than what I've been given. So I definitely know that, like, in the past, and this is not in a way to like absolve him or like other parties that I've been in arguments or, you know, been at odds with, not to absolve them of the blame, but like I am 99% of the time in control of how shit go down. And I know that. And yeah, it can't go down like that no more. Like, cause you, at the end of the day, now you mad. Now you stressed. I don't have time to be mad. And I always have made it, since I had my daughter, I have always said that when it comes to dating, I want a healthy relationship. If I ever get in a relationship, or if I'm ever dealing with somebody, especially like not having the greatest experience like in my recent past, I'm like, yo, I want good vibes around me and friendships with lovers, because I have to take that energy back home. And if I'm frustrated here all the time, now you fucking up me and my kid. And I don't like that. And I've like, that's what I tried to escape. So why bring that energy back into my life? Or why allow you to bring that energy into my life? So I'm real, like, my chalant is non when it comes to dealing with. I do not negotiate with terrorists. I'm taking Teray still. I don't negotiate with terrorists. If you want to call me a conniving bitch or a backstabbing hoe or a dirty whore, bet that I am. Thank you, and fuck you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about the situation.
Yeah,
No,
sometimes
but I
you
feel
have to
like
release
that's
yourself from them shackles.
Yeah, like you don't got me like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything is just about growing and knowing better and just making the conscious effort to do better. Everything that comes with change in your life is a conscious effort. It's a conscious effort
daily
to
conscious
choose.
effort.
A daily conscious effort. It's a conscious effort to wake up and be angry every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a conscious effort to say, I'm not going to be angry about this. This is what it is. I can only do my part. If you fail to do your part, okay. I know that I tried.
You got to live with that, not me, buddy.
That's your shit. That's not me. It don't have nothing to do with me. As long as I can attest to what I've done, what I've tried to do, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, let other people be happy, because you will be the person that caused you the most anguish. They living so fucking carefree.
Yeah.
And you're not. And it's like sleeping like a fucking rock.
And for what?
Like, how? And it's like, on your end, it's like, for what? Why am I upset? If this person
now you shaking your leg
can go on about their day, why the fuck can't I?
And at the end of the day gonna
end. Word to Glorilla.
Period.
That's really it. It's a lot of just adulting, is a lot of self-reflection, and it's a lot of just conscious decisions.
Yeah.
You can't, it's one thing to just say, oh, I want to do better. It's another thing to actually put it in practice. And another thing I learned is you don't always need a reward. I be like, y'all know, I be trying to work on myself. I'm really like big on working on myself. And I be like, sometimes I be like, damn, nobody else see I be working on shit. Like, nobody gonna acknowledge that I didn't really blow up the way I could have. Nobody gonna like, Trey, you handled that. Sometimes I be like, I want people to be like, Trey, you handled that very well. And I'm like, thank you. But really, it's not a. It's not about that. It's really
recognize that. Yeah.
It's
like,
not about everybody.
Hello.
It's really just about you. It's like, I recognize that I could have handled this situation like A,
Mm-hmm.
and I handled the situation like B. I really probably wanted to give you A. I had some
Mhm.
shit for your ass, but I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna choose violence today. I'm gonna be peaceful.
It's
Look
a
at that.
daily thing to
Growth.
wake up and decide that I am not choosing violence today. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Some
gonna lie,
days.
some mornings I wake up and I really want to shake the table. Sometimes even for nothing. I ain't gonna lie. Some days I just
Yeah.
be in the
When I
mood.
open
You're
that
toxic.
Facebook app, y'all know I like to shake a table on Facebook.
Listen. Some days I wake up on my Kendrick shit. Like, I'm choosing straight violence. First thing in the morning. Like, I'm
And
coming.
then, I'm not gonna lie. Let's be for real, y'all. Sometimes when you choose violence and you get you get your shit off, don't you walk away just feeling like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm
But
like,
you
yeah,
know,
bitch. You did that. Like,
when I
but then I'm
have
like,
Take
this
that.
is why you're the problem.
I could have a phone full of like, cause I have felt like that. I'd be like, I got a phone full of evidence. Like, let me just let the chopper sing. It still be
Unload
like
the
when you
clip.
dealing with somebody who would say that they not there and they standing there and you could see them, like you could be looking in their eyes and they be like, it's not me. Like when you deal with people like that for so long, you kind of be like, it don't even matter if I show you the evidence. There was a lie loaded. Lies just fall off your tongue. You open your mouth and shit falls out. It's nothing that you could say. And I just kind of got used to that. It's like,
It's kind of like, I guess, celebrities arguing with the internet. You're never gonna win.
yeah, like you cannot win. So I wake up and choose violence? Yes, but I do mine in different ways that people could call it petty. Everybody ain't going to see it.
Yeah.
That's how I fight fire.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my mama ain't raised no hoe.
She might have raised the freak. She ain't raised.
The most unserious award
That's gonna be a
will
great
always go
segment
to
on
Michelle.
TikTok. It's gonna be great on TikTok. I'm about to start making sound bites.
Please do.
That was a good one. You gotta admit, my mama ain't make. She ain't raised no hoe. She might have made it.
What? All right. Anyway, I feel like it always comes to a point where like we just get so dumb and goofy. Like, why are we? I don't know.
Controversy
Okay.
and chaos. Bitch.
It's just like, all right,
Just
reel it
goofy
back
as
in.
hell. But yeah, it'd be so nice living a carefree life.
I haven't gotten that far yet, though. I'm getting there. I'm doing better.
I mean, I constantly work on it, but it is significantly better when you don't worry about shit. You don't make shit up. You handle shit accordingly as it happens. Or you just be like, that's not even a big deal. That shit really does not faze me.
You do your shit and let everybody else fall in line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only focused really about what I'm doing.
Me and mine, exactly. And I used to, because I said that like that I was gonna like focus on that today. I think that I got caught up from my life personally, like thinking about all the aunties. So when I was pregnant, I was one of those cases. I was single and I was pregnant at the same time. Like, just had broken up. Y'all know, I'm not talking to y'all, but like, broke up, literally got pregnant and was like, I think I'm gonna leave. Right? Shit is not what I thought it was supposed to be, so I'm out. And everybody kept telling me like, well, you kind of free to do what you want to do. He either is or he ain't. And I thought that was terrible. Like I was so focused on like making sure that he did and making sure like he showed up in all the ways that I thought that he should. And really like it took 4 years, but it's just like, you ain't got no control over that. Like what people do, if it's not to your standard, that is not your shit. Like you are in charge. When my daughter gets older, she's not going to be asking me, like, why didn't you make sure that this, that, and the third? She's going to be like, why didn't you show up the way you were supposed to do? You were supposed to show up. And I only got an answer for how I acted or what I gave her or what I didn't give her in her childhood. I can't answer for nobody's shit. When I reach them pearly gates, God is going to only hold me accountable for my shit. So it definitely is something like you got to learn through. Unfortunately, I think when people give you advice and tell you how to navigate certain life experiences, it definitely hits different when you just experience it on your own. I know that we always say like you shouldn't have to go through it. You have all these cautionary tales. Like it really some shit you just can't take other people's word for. You gotta learn through it. Been one of them things.
That's
Like,
some real shit.
shutting up is not always like silencing yourself. Shutting up is like keeping the good stuff in. You got to keep the good stuff in. Because when I'm mad, I could be a nasty. I don't recognize myself, and I think I used to say that to y'all. Like I think for a long time, like I wasn't being Michelle. Like I wasn't happy because I didn't recognize me. I was just always angry, mean. It was just always something wrong with me, and it's like be around you. You don't even want to be around yourself. I didn't recognize myself because I was reacting all the time, and that shit is played out. Like,
yeah, it's just so crazy how like your mind and your emotions sometimes just don't go together. It's like I know in my mind this is how I should react and how I should think about it or view it, but the way your emotions be set up, it don't just be that simple. So I be really trying to give myself and those around me grace because it's not easy.
You got to give other people grace. You got to give yourself grace because it's not necessarily like you're never always going to have it together. You could be the most even, calm, cool-headed person, but there's always going to be times that it's that one time where it's like, I was not cool, calm, and collected in that moment. And you got to give people grace because, okay, that happened. Let's move on.
Yeah. People are people.
But it's like because we know that you can be capable of doing something different. You just have to do it as much as you possibly can to try to control your emotions. But some things are just like you can't control 100% of things. You'll never be 100% right. It's always a work in progress. Even when you get comfortable with it, to feel like, okay, I have not had an outburst in 265 days. Sometimes it'd be like, okay, on day 266, now you're going to have an outburst. Fuck, now I have to start over. But it's a constant work that you have to do every day.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're only human.
But always keep it in your back pocket. When the times where violence is the answer, keep that shit locked and loaded. Don't have to get ready. Stay ready.
I'm taking a
But we exhaust our other options first. Nah, sometimes
you just gotta whip
you
it
just
out.
Gotta let bitches know.
You gotta Texas Hold'em.
Not to make this another religious talk, but I think like when I was like deep in my trying to find myself again bag, I was like studying Buddhism and like I listened to people that I know who like practice is it practicing Islam or Islam belief, however you say it. Excuse me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I think listening to like how they talk about like just being well balanced and like not holding grudges or like not like being slow to anger. I could say that about Christianity too. Even though Jesus was getting it back in blood, okay? One day I'm gonna go down my sometimes I'll be reading them stories and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You really act like that. That's why I act like that.
Listen.
But when I was in that bag, I was like, okay, yes, maybe I need to like center myself and like not be so quick to be angry because this is not how I'm gonna achieve the highest reward, which depending on, you know, your religious background, it's a little different. Yeah. So sometimes I'll be having to take it back to the spiritual side to keep myself together. But like you said, ain't nobody perfect. Sometimes I might say that your mother got a club foot, you know? Sometimes I might say that that's why your grandmother ain't got no hair in the back, it won't grow in. I might say some stuff that's terrible. That's why your daddy left. Like, I might take it there. I'm not perfect. I'm working on it.
But no, for real. Yeah.
If your mother got a club foot, I'm so sorry. That just was off the dome. I need to see what a club foot look like. Hold on.
Right, I'm seeing him like a club foot. Like,
I thought that's when their foot be turned out. I don't know.
they foot be like this. Is
Damn.
that club?
I don't know.
No,
Or it'd be like
that's
one
not
be
club.
this and one the other one be like that.
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought it's when the toes go like this.
Oh my lord.
Well, yeah, you gotta mold your babies, or you gonna have club feet. Turn it out. Old folks be saying some crazy shit, but that they have never lied about.
They be
That'd
like,
be
put
so
the potato
real.
slices in their sock, put an egg over the door.
Child.
My next baby, I'm doing all the things. I'm staying in the house for a month.
Yeah, that's all I have for today.
Oh, nice chat.
That's all I had. Yes, that's all I have for today. Everybody, please make conscious decision to control how you act, how you react, how you show up.
Mm-hmm.
You are the problem.
You are the problem.
You are the problem. So, okay, Teray, you brought this up last week about like topic episode. How did you bring this up?
This wasn't it, the last episode.
The one before that, I don't remember. It was just kind of like towards the end of the conversation when I was just explaining that I really don't be monitoring where Colin be and how some people don't like for their significant others to go out because they be so pressed on, controlling everything. Like they be so upset within themselves and what they personally got going on and shit that they be making up in their heads that it stops them from being happy. People be living their fucking lives and the only person angry and upset at home is you.
Yeah. Stops them from being happy is a word.
Ain't
nobody got time for that.
Like,
yeah,
life is too short to be so angry and unhappy. And bitch, this should give you wrinkles.
Yeah. Oh my
For
gosh.
sure.
Yes. And stress for women, y'all know it's sitting all the wrong places. Let that shit go. For real. Because I think that's why. Yeah.
You're
I'm
not
not a
wrong.
size 2.
All right. Well, let it go, Elsa. And we're going to let you guys go. And we're not going to continue to ramble on. Okay?
Y'all get y'all first short episode.
Yeah, short.
I feel like we be talking for a long time.
It's still over an hour.
We ain't supposed to be.
Right. We supposed to be at an hour, but we always be at like an hour and 30.
How?
Bye.